Hello spooky friends, so to begin this tutorial I'm going to be using a white eyeliner pencil just to map out where I want the wolf claw marks to go on my face. And don't worry about being too neat, it's meant to look rough and messy. I decided to map out 4 wound marks as that's how I'd imagine it to look in a wolf attack. And once you're happy with it, it's time to move on. Next, I'm taking my nose and scar wax, but first I'm going to apply some spirit gum, and I'm going to put this on the surface that I know that I want the wax to stick to. Now, you're going to want this adhesive to be sticky, so make sure that you tap it first to make sure that it's tacky, otherwise it's just not going to stick. I've then made some small, thin, long sausage shapes out of the nose and scar wax, and I'm just placing those around the claw wounds. You don't have to be too neat with this, it is not an art competition. Next, I'm taking some Vaseline and a spatula, and this is just to blend the outside of the wax down so it looks like it's part of my skin. Remember to take your time over this step, and if the wax is getting too sticky, you can apply the Vaseline to your fingers and /or your spatula. Remember, you're trying to make this as smooth as possible, so you really don't have to be shy with the Vaseline. Now, I really want these wolf marks to look really rough and sharp, so if you want to make a sharper cut, you can use your spatula to drag down through the wax. Just be careful not to actually cut your own skin, because that would be pretty bad. The next step is just to do this exact same process to the rest of your claw marks. Once you've got the wounds to look as you want them to with the wax, you just want to take some setting powder, and for this I'm using the Ben Nye Neutral Set with a powder brush. I'm then going to use a foundation to do the rest of my face. For this I'm using the MAC Studio Fix Fluid with a Beauty Blender sponge. We need to start colouring the claw marks now, so I took my Derma colour palette and I've taken the skin pink shade and I'm starting to fill the insides of my wounds. I think that this really starts to make the injury come alive. Do this to all of the claw slashes. Now, the next step I'm not actually sure that I really needed to do, as we're going to go in there with wound fillers and blood later on, but I took some red and brown grease paint just to start shading before we get to the real gore, which is obviously my favourite bit. To make the wounds feel a little bit more sore and three-dimensional, I took a browny red colour from an eyeshadow palette and I just started shading in some shadows around the wounds. Then I decided to do my makeup as I usually would, starting with some blue eyeshadow, as I thought that Little Red Riding Hood would actually wear that colour, obviously. So once the eyeshadow, eyeliner and mascara is done, I popped on some false eyelashes too. Little Red Riding Hood wouldn't be Little Red Riding Hood without red lipstick, so I have used my MAC Russian Red. Now for the fun part, gore. I took my Ben Nye Fresh Scab wound filler and I started filling in my claw wounds, and this is where it starts to look really awesome, and by awesome I mean bloody. Don't be shy, remember you've had a big bad wolf attack your beautiful face. The more gore, the better. I also went in there with some normal stage blood for extra gooeyness. All that was left to do was to take my hair down and find my little red hooded cape, because what would Little Red Riding Hood be without it? And that's it! that is my take on Little Red Riding Hood. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please poke that thumbs up button. And if you are new here and would like to see more videos like this, then please click the subscribe button because I make brand new videos every week. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon with another tutorial. Okay, bye.